winning 6 out of 7 games in a division containing the Eagles, who have the best record in the NFL, and the Cowboys, who have one of the best defenses in the NFL, the New York Giants are actually classified as being good. Here's how. It all stems from the culture created by head coach Brian Daboll. Now let's be real. Before Daboll showed up in his XXL jeans to the Giants facilities, the G-men were going through a long period of misery and insignificance. New York experienced a golden age under Tom Coughlin, but then entered the carousel of crappy coaches, starting with Ben MacAdoo. The signs were there as he finished his stint with the organization going 13-15. If you thought that was bad, up stepped Steve Spagnuolo, who went 1-3 and was immediately replaced by Pat Shurmur, who had a horrible win percentage of 28.1%, winning 9 of his 32 games with the Giants. And finally, there was a lingering hope that the culture would change with Joe Judge at the helm. But it was uninspired and coward-type football that saw Judge get fired after only winning 10 of his 33 games. Now, those coaches, post-Coughlin and pre-Daboll, were a symbol of how depressing a football life could get as a fan of the New York Giants. It rendered the entire city into a not caring or believing anymore in this franchise that has moderate recent success, winning 2 Superbowls against the Tom Brady's Patriots. It was all doom and gloom, and in walks the brilliant mind of Brian Daboll, who knew exactly how to get the best out of his players. Apart from Saquon Barkley, the rest of the players on the team are not considered to be world-class athletes. The attitude change started in Week 1, when instead of going for the solo extra point to tie the game against the Tennessee Titans, Daboll rolled the dice and put the ball in the hands of his best player. Saquon Barkley delivered, and the Giants went on to win on the road against the heavily favored Titans. That small but significant move shifted the entire mood of the organization. The Giants were reminded that the potential of winning can be nerve-wracking and exhilarating. There was life back into this football team, and that juice carried over the following weeks. But Daboll is more than just a gutsy coach. He's actually a methodical and pragmatic man. Daboll is quite astute in the sense that he knows how to make halftime readjustments that would end up in a victory for his team. He did so against the previously mentioned Tennessee Titans in Tennessee, against the Green Bay Packers in London, against the Ravens at home, and most recently away to the Jacksonville Jaguars. 1 come-from-behind win might be seen as a fluke, and 2 might even be regarded as a soft pattern. But more than that, it is clearly a sign of a coach who is flexible and wants to deliver the best for his team. He isn't a musty and outdated coach. Daboll has figured out a way with this Giants team on how to pick up scrappy wins by outthinking the opposing coach and by relying on his best player, running back Saquon Barkley. Let's face it, the New York Giants would not be anywhere near a 6-1 record if it weren't for the threat that Saquon Barkley possesses. Teams plan to stop Barkley, but so far they can only attempt to slow him down, and even then he will find the end zone. Barkley is the MVP of this team, and that is due to his change of approach. He's no longer running scared or timidly. Barkley is attacking the defenses with purpose. Everyone else says he's looking like his old self because he actually enjoys playing under this Daboll-run team. The coach has found a way for Barkley to believe again, and he's repaying them by being the best running back in the NFL. There is no doubt in anyone's mind that Saquon Barkley is the number 1 back, given his numbers and his overall influence on the team. So far this season, Barkley has rushed for 729 yards from 143 carries, scoring 4 touchdowns. That is an average of over 100 yards per game. That's on the level of Jim Brown, the greatest running back in the history of the NFL, and of Barry Sanders, who both rush for 100 yards per game. The numbers don't lie. Barkley is having an MVP-type season and is carrying this Giants team on his back with a huge smile on his face. But as mentioned, it isn't just the numbers that are proving his worth to the team. It's also the influence he has on his teammates. Most notably, soon-to-be free agent quarterback Daniel Jones. Jones has definitely been the player who has gained the most from Saquon Barkley's resurgence. The quarterback is putting together a series of great performances that are mostly turnover-free. He's only had 2 interceptions all season and hasn't been picked off in the last 4 games. That is partly due to the fact that he isn't throwing the ball that often, and partly due to his decision-making. When the ball is in his hands, there's a collective session of breath-holding from Giants fans because no one knows what Daniel Jones is going to do with the ball. Even more so when he scrambles before deciding to run with it for positive yardage. It could be argued that Jones is a better runner than a passer of the ball. This season, he has 343 yards on the ground from 58 rushing attempts, which is 5.9 yards per attempt. Saquon Barkley is only managing 5 yards per carry. So there's no question that Daniel Jones tends to favor his legs over his arm, but that shouldn't really be the case given his pass completion percentage, which stands at a healthy 67.3% on the season. It is a small but symbolic improvement from his previous seasons. But the real reason Jones has been given the green light to use his legs more and run is because that's the identity of the New York Giants. It's a run-first offense due to the fact that they don't have that trusted number one receiver that is able to create separation and catch deep balls. They have a wide receiver crew that does just enough to move the sticks should the Giants be in a third and long situation. But other than that, this offense is a double-headed running machine with Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones. But the offense is only one half of the success that has offered the Giants an amazing record this season. The other half of the credit deservedly belongs to their defense. Defensive coordinator Don Martindale was formerly with the Baltimore Ravens, where he established the most feared defensive team on the planet. Now he's bringing his clamp-down football offense-stopping culture to the New York Giants. Another reason why the Giants were so successful at coming from behind and winning games is because of the physicality and concentration of their defense. Don Martindale schemes specific plays to put pressure on the quarterback, and he has done so with great results, as the team has 13 sacks on the season. Defensive lineman Dexter Lawrence has 4 of those sacks. Lawrence has 1/4 of the team's collective sacks, which makes him the most feared defender on the team. His brute force and quickness allow him to either take down the quarterback or force the QB into making an error throw. Those error throws should result in interceptions and deflected passes. The Giants have 24 pass deflections on the season and only 1 interception. But those deflected passes are key, especially given the scenario that the New York Giants are putting themselves in. Teams who are down by a touchdown or less are less likely to pass the ball to try to get a score. The Giants' cornerbacks are the ones preventing the quarterbacks from reaching their wide receiver. And the cornerback who has the most deflective passes on the team and deserves much praise is safety Xavier McKinney. Oddly enough, and credit to Coach Martindale's philosophy, rookie defensive end Kayvon Thibodeau, who has only featured in 4 games, has 1 sack on the season but 3 deflected passes, meaning that Coach Martindale has drilled his team to put their hands up if they can't reach the opposing team's quarterback. The coaching staff certainly seems to be doing great things in New York, and the Giants should be grateful. They have improved the culture, they've improved the players, and they've given fans a team worthy of following. It has been a roller coaster of a season, and we're not even halfway through it. The Giants fans won't complain if the team keeps on winning, and there's no reason why they shouldn't. They discovered the winning formula and have the personnel who believe. The New York Giants are the most fun team to watch in the NFL, and at 6-1, there is no question that they're actually good. Do you believe the New York Giants are good, or are they a fraud? Where do you see them finishing the season? Please let us know in the comments below, but before you go, if you still want to watch some awesome NFL content like this, go ahead and watch the next video that will pop up on your screen.